Hi, I'm Marilyn Ahrens, and making this video for every parent whose disabled child is in special education. The current system of special education is a mess. Everything from the schools to teacher preparation to oversight, and especially parent training and involvement has deteriorated dramatically. Under President Obama, we may have a chance to improve it and actually make it work for our kids. The need is great, and the time to start is now. As a mother of a disabled child born in 1968, I began the first parent training center in 1977 in Teaneck, New Jersey. It was an independent, unfunded, grassroots organization built from the ground up by parents of handicapped kids who couldn't find the help they needed for either their children or themselves. I was one of those parents. Soon after we began the first Parent Information Center, the federal government decided to form its own system of parent training and advocacy. That system never worked, and the impression was that it was designed not to work. Parents have never been able to find the help they needed since the special education laws were passed in 1975. And here's the reason why. Federally funded advocacy and parent training and information centers are paid from federal grants. Those grants control what the groups do and say, depending on the party elected to office. Groups of carefully selected parents were chosen by local, state, and federal agencies to form parent advisory councils and discussion groups called stakeholders. Each state has them. You couldn't be a political adversary or have a different view of things and be invited to participate. Stakeholders were usually those who financially benefited from the issues being discussed. Most decisions and meetings across the country were secret. Regular folks from rural and urban, suburban, rich, poor, and middle class were completely left out of the special education movement. Their diversity has never been seen to this moment. The truth is that going to meetings and becoming politically engaged is a luxury. Each family just tries to survive and do the best it can, often alone and nearly always uninformed. Great frustration, anger, and confusion grew over the years, while the concept of a genuinely individualized special education and parent involvement never came to pass. Special education became big business for many, while the consumers of that product languished in the shadows where they remain today. But it is a new day, and it is a new time. What our economy does not have, our spirit and determination does. We may be poor in wealth, but continue rich in our hopes for a better tomorrow. Independent of the way things have been done, we must figure out how to make special education work better for less money. And I've been around long enough to see the amount of money wasted, so I don't think that's too hard to do. Do you want to get involved in change to make special education better? To reinvent it, we need to reach out and find each other, and this video begins that search. I ran the first Parent Information Center for 30 years, over 100,000 square miles, on almost no money. How did I do it? Through barter. We traded skills. Now think about a grassroots organization in every town, in every state in the nation, a national parent organization that runs itself, each of you contributing a skill and a talent. We can build such a community based on a belief in each other and in the futures of our children. Now, folks, I'm going to be 70 in January and know what it is to go through the special education wars. But God willing, I want to try this again, or at least help begin the dialogue. We can start again, even though we're tired, in despair, often feeling we cannot go on. But go on we must. For that we can make right what has gone so wrong with special education. And this is what I propose. Number one, let's build a new coalition of parents. Everybody is in and nobody is out. We need to listen to each other and find consensus on common goals. There's no stakeholders here. Everybody who wants in is in. Nobody is paid. We put our faith where our doubt is and make each one accountable to the other. This is a missionary mission. Each one is to teach one. Number two, there is no money for any of us to travel. We will use the internet to communicate for the first year and then figure out together what the next step should be. Pretty simple. And number three, let's be smart. We will be raising our children in depressed times for a long time to come. Each has special needs, but we cannot belong to what the kids today call the pity party. We must be proactive. What can you contribute to improve the system for everyone? Email your ideas to glovespti@yahoo.com. I'm going to say it and spell it for you. Glovespti, GLOVESPTI, @yahoo.com. I'll post a video once a month to keep you updated. If you can, I suggest you introduce yourself in some way and actively join in this discussion. There will be disagreements, big ones, but that makes life interesting. We can do this. Yes, we can. See you in a month.